What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Beyond the Color. I am Erika, and today I am here with my part 2 of my interview with Michael James. Today we are going to dive a little bit deeper into the Black Lives Matter movement and, get his input on just the marching arts in general. So without further ado, here we go. So why do you think that Black people, we don't have as many prominent roles in the marching arts or the color guard industry?
Yes, there's a bunch of us.
Yeah, you're around.
That's around, but we were talking about this a couple months ago with the are you on the African American
Yep, on the
we were trying to say, well, who name one Black person that's on the Hall of Fame?
Right.
And I was like this. I think King Dawson should be there, but it's just one of those things, and I don't know what it is. I think it's just been so dominated, so to speak,
so over
by white male men. And I'm not hating on them because people like Greg Lagola, Jim Moore, Robbie Billings, Mike Gaines, they're my friends, but I'm also still their fans.
Right.
Me and Adam Sage are like brothers. We live together for only a year. It's like, dude, we can't live together. I'm gonna absolutely kill you. We can't live together. But I love him to death. We grew up in the activity together. And because when he was like, it's Adam Sage, I'm like, whatever, child, I knew Adam Sage before he was Adam Sage.
Right.
Because we just love the activity so much, and I just think, I wish I knew. I don't know why. Because a lot of people didn't even realize that I was doing the movement for the company, when him and Mike Shapiro was doing the company. A lot of people really didn't know, because I was dancing in Utah for one thing, or I was in New York, but I would come home for Christmas and I would do whatever movement they need me to do.
This whole unity thing, the community unity that WGI thing is doing, where they gave it for one person to be in charge, it's you can't really put she may not know everybody or whatever the case may be.
Well, she didn't know anybody Black.
Right.
And I don't. I'm not mad at her for picking that staff, because those are the people she felt comfortable with.
Exactly.
Who I was a little bit perturbed with was WGI. They should have micromanaged her when she said, "Hey, this is my staff," and they should have been like this.
Oh, well, let's add some more people, some diversity to this list, and that's the point. Yeah.
And I don't think they clearly did not do that. I know she got dragged for that. I felt bad.
Yeah, I felt really bad. Because like you said, I don't feel like she should have been the pinpoint. At the end of the day, it's the bigger picture.
Right.
WGI is the big circuit. So I feel like this year in 2020, the Black Lives Matter movement, especially beginning with George Floyd and stuff, really kind of opened up a lot of eyes to WGI. And not even just WGI, but the marching arts in general. And then having different people come out about different stories and situations that they have had to deal with within their own personal color guards and stuff like that. I definitely think that was a big eye-opener, a shock for some people. It's a reality check for a lot of people to really look at themselves and everything like that. With that being said, do you think that the Black Lives Matter movement will continue to make its way through the color guard industry? Or do you feel it's going to kind of die down how it was before? Because I feel now it isn't as talked about and stuff in the beginning when all this stuff was going on in the beginning of
I think it definitely shoved diversity to the forefront for WGI.
Yeah.
I've always had a problem with how WGI, and it's not, well, I guess you could say it was WGI. When you say, all Black color guards are, I don't say they're treated differently, but they just didn't know how to judge them.
Right.
It's funny that you brought up South Shore Drill
South
Scene.
Shore.
I actually was, they asked me to design for them one year, and me and my friend Marcus Rankin Williams, and I loved South Shore. I could never do what they do, but what I didn't like is that they had a white designer before me, and I just told him, I was straight up, I said, I feel like you guys are just step and fetch it. I wanted them to do something with a little bit more meat to it, a message to it, and I said, nothing could be more powerful than a floor full of Black kids, because I wanted to do Strange Fruit. Okay. They were not having it.
Yeah.
Because South Shore is not about their winter guard. They're about that parade stuff. That's what I learned. And I was like, I fall back. I said, you know what? I can't do this. I knew we're not going to ever see it the same. So I pulled back from it, and because I learned, I'm like, okay, they don't want to be that messenger. I've been on that message since forever, but I've been talking about certain issues at WGI for years. Like, I 06, when I had Freedom their first year in Open, it was actually, I'll take that back. It was 09. I had this thing about, you know, equal rights, civil rights, and also had a show with Knights, you know, talking about voting in 08. And then I was actually going to fold it after 10. I did a second part of that in 09, and I knew I was doing something right because it was like the Color Guard Planet, like when people used to go and like talk about people's shows.
Okay.
I haven't been on it since then. Anyway, someone reviewed my shows, and literally this guy said, "You already have a black president, shut the hell up already." Now they took the thread down, the guy got like, you know, taken out, like I guess he was like banned from it, whatever.
Right.
But that kind of made me go, wow.
Yeah.
You know, and someone did kind of say, you know, some people just don't want to go to a Winter Guard show. They kind of want to forget what's going on outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, okay, yeah, I've done some shows that don't take much thought, and you already know what's going on by the first 30 seconds.
Right.
But sometimes I got some shit to say, and I'm going to say it, and I'm not going to fall back. And so, because you feel uncomfortable or you don't want to.
Right. And that's what I think is important for us to use our platforms to be able to.
Right, and because even like this whole thing with how crazy Trump is, 2 years ago, was it 2 years ago? It wasn't last year, it was the year before. USF World, I did this whole show about humanity and how we've lost all of that with him being in office. Mm-hmm. So I used some of his like crazy stuff that he would say, and then I used like, you know, some reports about black people being pulled over, or they're talking about, you know, so it's always, I feel like when the black color guards are like when who'd you say from Philadelphia that was world class?
Leopard.
Like when there was this girl that was like, they were coming up like in the early 2000s, I just thought they were amazing. But and that's when WGI, like especially the movement caption, they were getting railed movement wise. Mm-hmm. And then we would have to have these conversations when we get to, you know, the advisory board meetings, like, but movement is everything. Just because they're not doing what you feel comfortable, what you know is movement, that doesn't make it just what your way is the only way.
And that's the reason why I even wanted to do this channel, and even like my name, like Beyond Color Guard, because a lot of people think that color guard is just like, oh, this is where dance started, this is where ballet started, but it's like, if you dig into the roots and stuff of this ballet and jazz and all of that stuff, this is from African American cultures and everything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Now I will say movement has gotten broader now. Yeah. In the past 10, 15 years is much better than it was, at least when I started going to WGI. Because I remember one time I lost my mind. I would never do this again, but I asked the judge, like, well, so where did you get your dance degree from? Because, you know, I was doing pure movement. It wasn't like, you know, Chombe, pas de bourrée, especially, you know, and I got nothing against that. But 90% of the times the guards are not trained to look like they're a ballet company. It's rare. Exactly. It's really very rare. Very rare. So I think movement judges are much better than they used to be. Most of them. There's a couple I still don't really care about. But, you know, and even sometimes I have to remind them, I'm like, what they're taking, what I'm asking their bodies to do while they're spinning their equipment I think you're missing that. Right. You know, Oviedo, a couple of years ago, our first year in Oakland, we got bumped up, and then the Power Regional, the DA judge put us second to last in our caption, and I'm like this. Now, and I knew better. I knew we weren't going to win Open, being an Open then, but we should have been at least second or third. Right. And of course, I went through these proper channels. I went to the chief judge first, and they must have got to him before I got to him for critique, because he just said, new set of eyes, new day tomorrow. Right. So they already got him. I'm like this. Okay, girl, well. Okay. Thank you. Figure it out. Right. You know, I said, we got bumped to Open for a reason. And, I mean, you're telling me that we should even be in the building at this point. In the building at this point. And I was like, yeah, so I've learned not to turn, you know, be like an angry black man when I'm in critique. Mm-hmm. And that sometimes, like, you know, people sit here and, you know, this is why these people aren't in this type of position, or because they can't handle this, or their anger, or they just, we don't need this. I don't know. I've never gotten that, but I've definitely, those Miami people, they can get kind of yelly.
Yeah.
Well, and some of the East people too, the Northeast.
I was about to say, there's some attitudes.
They get in your face, and that's another reason people ask me why I judge. I'm like, I don't want to judge the person.
Pageantry in general, like that.
Yeah, I'm too
Everybody
opinionated. And if someone got in my face like that,
yeah.
I don't want to do it.
Right. So this is my last question I have for you. What changes do you think need to happen, like, you know, to bring about change in like the marching arts?
It's just got to come from the top. Like the band directors need to hire people that represent the kids that are standing in front of them.
Yeah.
Straight up. Now, unfortunately, sometimes you can't find the right person or the person with enough experience. Because I don't believe that you should just I just need to hire someone of people of color, but they have no experience. Because then you're doing your kids a disservice.
Yeah.
You know, if they're people of color, I'll walk up to them and say, "You keep doing what you're doing."
Right.
And I'm not going to offer services and go, "I'll come in and help you." No. I'm not doing that. I'm still going to make you figure it out, but I'm going to tell you, try this, whatever, and take it or leave it, and I'll walk away from it. Because sometimes people don't want any help.
Right.
You know, I'm like, that's fine, but I'm going to let you know I'm going to tell you what they're going to tell you in critique.
Right. We're trying to save you before we got to go through this process.
Yeah, I'm trying to help you out. So, but I just think, people need to like continue to like help each other out.
Yeah. Be open.
And be open to, letting them do their thing and do their craft.
Right.
But at the same time, I guess I always thought I have to do everything much, much better than everybody else.
Right. I just want to say thank you so much for, just being able to give me this time with you and having this interview and everything. Like, I'm so honored. I'm so grateful to be able to talk to you. I hope that you stay safe in this pandemic, in this world, everything. I'm sure I'll see you when this world opens up, maybe in WDI championships or something. I'm all the way on the East Coast, so.
2022.
Right, 2022. Literally. But you have a good night, and thank you so much. I appreciate it.
All right. Thank you. Be safe.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
So that's all I have for you guys today on my part 2 with Michael James. I hope you guys enjoyed this interview. I also hope that you guys enjoyed this new game that I have called Color Guard Jeopardy. That's something that I'm going to be doing on my videos now, just to get a little bit of audience attention or whatever the case may be. So yes, I'll see you guys back soon on my next episode that'll be coming up soon. So make sure you keep on the lookout for that. Also, make sure you guys stay tuned for my Black Lives Matter project entitled We Are Here. That project is currently now being, in the making and everything like that. We're getting all the technical pieces together to put out for you guys. I'm so excited for everyone to see it. So just make sure you stay tuned for that. Have a good day, guys.